Happy solstice, everybody. What an exciting time. Wow. I've been up for hours and I feel great. Just finished doing a global live last night that just ended about an hour ago. And it's 10:55 right now. I love it. With 11 people on, and we're coming up to the midnight hour on the East Coast, and it's about 8 p.m. on the West Coast, which is where I'm from. So yeah, what a great, exciting time to be tuned in and dialed in. I don't know how many of you caught the live on my page. There were so many meditations going on globally. And yeah, there were over 10,000 people that tuned into just the one on my page at one time or another. And then there were tons of people that shared it. It was also on my YouTube channel and in my activation, my Waking Up in the Dream activation group, but I don't have any way to track that. I just did it because, yeah, Janie, he's like, ding dong, congratulations, party. Yeah, I love my Tibetan bell. Yeah. So it's still going on. And I just intend that everybody's excited because 17 viewers, which is a very special number for anybody that's followed the good guys in the military, 21 now. And I have a picture of Saint Germain up here because that was the photo that we were focusing on last night. And one of my favorites. Such a high vibe image. So this is part of the Waking Up in the Dream question and answer. Anything from the book, anything about inner healing, moving out of 3D, manifestation, creating your desires in the now, seeing it here now, feeling, loving on every one of your cells every day. You know, the things that I share from the book and the course and what I do every day and with the people that I journey with every month for 30 or 60 or 90 days. And I've got 2 positions available right now. If anybody's interested in checking that out and stepping more fully into your soul's mission and purpose, or starting a business, getting aligned, inner healing, because it covers all of that. Inner healing, completely dismantling the belief system, which I do my best to get into on every call. Yep, moving out of 3D. We're out. Only dropping back down once in a while if we have a fear or a judgment. And it's, you know, now we have the tools and the awareness to clear this stuff. So thank you for your comments. So I want to let everybody know that part of this, these weeklies are to do this mirroring. And instead of just hearing me talk, well, my voice is actually a little bit hoarse. Okay. Got some, a fresh bag of cacao going. Here's to everybody that shows up big, everybody on this call, everybody that shares it. Just so much love. It's such an exciting time right now. We just got in another big pouch of raw cacao from the Hill Tribe people here where I am in northern Thailand. And yeah, so if you have any questions around anything that's coming up, even if you're a little bit afraid, post it. Because what it does is our vulnerability is our greatest strength. Totally. And what it does is it opens up a mirroring opportunity for other people to feel safe and to just open things up instead of just Jeff talking to himself all the time, which is, you know, that's why I do a lot of this stuff, because I'm reminding myself. The whole book, Waking Up in the Dream, is about reminding myself, consciously creating my reality and seeing everything that I've attracted into my reality, no matter what it is, clients, world travel, playing at huge concerts. Inner healing. Not only inner healing, but how about this one? How many of you play with every day reversing your aging and talking to every single one of these trillions of cells which are loving on us in every single moment without us even having to think about it? Yeah. Purifying our blood, breathing, creating new cells, doing our converting food, water, air, oxygen into fuel. I mean, it's magnificent. It's magnificent. And it's going on all the time. And no matter where you are right now or what's going on, some people are locked down. Some people are still having, to wear masks. And that's the 3D program that they're ramping up because they knew this was coming. The people that have been running the 3D, low vibrational program, they've known this was coming. This has been prophesied for thousands of years. And so the only thing that we are invited to do, no matter what, is to keep our vibration high and find something to be grateful for, no matter what. In fact, unplug from the external completely, unless you go out and you see the birds, you hear the birds, you look at the flowers, you connect with incredible people, you love your food and water, you love your home, you love your body, you love the music and the art that you're involved with. Only focus on high vibrational stuff. And if you have to deal with something that's in your face and you're like, well, Jeff, it's in our face, I understand. But don't give your power away. Become the conscious observer and watch it. And I love these 3 powerful words that I share with everybody that I journey with. Whenever they have a judgment or a trigger or a wound gets activated or triggered, you can feel the emotion. Train yourself to catch that feeling. Instead of responding, getting triggered and judging, catch it and stop and take a breath and ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? What's it trying to teach me? Well, it's teaching us that we're still holding on to, judgment's the biggest addiction on the planet. And many people justify it. And the reason why they justify it is because every judgment and trigger has an emotional component to it. So when you have a judgment, you're like, oh, and it makes you react. And if you don't become a master at being the conscious observer and catching it and taking a breath and going, okay, there's still a little piece of something that's getting me to judge either myself or something in the external. And this is how we clean it up, because nobody's moving out of 3D as long as they're holding on to judgment, anger, hatred, triggers, less than, shame, guilt. I mean, it's not like you're stuck here indefinitely, but the invitation is to clear these programs. It's like we're still in nursery school in a way. And don't use that as a judgment against yourself. But I mean, there's nobody on the planet that would not love to be feeling good all the time and choosing good feeling thoughts. And it's just part of the low vibrational program of the media and the way that history and school system was set up to teach you what to think instead of how to think. And that's all shifting right now. And it's the most exciting time right now. Yeah. Got a little organite here with crystals in it. And I mean, find whatever it is that uplifts you. Candles, incense, a warm bath, good food, pets, nature. And just do that for the next however long. I mean, stuff is going down in the US and it's going down. And no, it's not going to be reported on the news because they don't want you to know. It's 24/7, all fear, all the time. And so people that are on this call and the people that watch this replay, there's only one thing to do, and that's to not let anybody steal your heart frequency. Nobody. It's not for sale and you can't take it. Anything less than love is unacceptable, period. I can love you from a distance. I can give you a hand up because a lot of people are going to need that very soon when they find out that many of us tried to tell them. Many of them maybe had seen signs, but they didn't want to admit that almost every single thing they've been taught is a lie. That's pretty hard to wake up to, you know? So yeah, tonight's the night to set the intention. It's any night is, any moment, any now moment, you know? Thank you, Janie. Yeah, ease the resistance. But the way to clear it is to go in and feel it 111%. Here's a really good one. In order to move out of 3D, we must forgive everyone, including ourselves, starting with ourselves, but everyone. So if you were to close your eyes right now, every time I do it, I smile because it's part of my daily routine where I create my day. And I know as soon as I close my eyes, I start loving on every cell. I smile because I know that it works every time. My vibration's going up. And I just pull in and see anything that I may desire is already here now. And the energies that are coming into the planet right now are starting to amplify and magnify this stuff. And we have capabilities, and I invite everybody, 22 people and 11 comments. I love that. Yeah, so wonderful. Been going 12:22 right now. Yeah. Envision anything you desire is already here now. Never use the words, I wish, I hope, I'm trying, I should. No, I intend, I am. It's here now. And the hologram wants to trick you a little bit because the ego will go, well, it's not here now. Catch it. Just catch it. Be gentle with yourself and catch it and hang out with people that will mirror you. So if anybody has any questions around any of this so far, any questions around triggers, any questions around wounds, any questions around judgment, which is the biggest addiction on the planet. And I wrote a whole chapter about judgment and how to dismantle it in the book. And if anybody's interested in downloading that, you can download it at the website portaltoawakening.com/the book. And it's on sale right now through the holidays, through the 1st at half price. So does anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything magical to share that happened to them in the last 24 hours? It's still going on. I mean, we're coming up on 11/11 here in a few minutes on the East Coast, and 8/11, or no, it'll be 9/11. It'll be 9/11 in California. So, yeah, how wonderful. So here's a link for the book. And yeah, so what an exciting time. And what's happening right now is the meditations are still going on. And so for these 20 plus people and the people that come on and watch this later on, if you want to amplify the field right now, we can do that for a minute or two. Let me get a sip here. I just got a new Native American flute from this really wonderful gentleman, Blue Bear Flutes in New Mexico. And for those of you who are on here, oh, cool. See, this stuff's happening. It's all going down. 2 male cats that always fight, sleeping next to each other. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going and seeing the wild jungle dogs every day who really actually live in the wild. And it's incredible to gain their trust, because at first they won't come near me. And then after 3 or 4 days, they're climbing on my motorcycle. The mother who wouldn't come near me for 4 or 5 days runs up and chases me down the street. It puts me in tears. It's just like those programs are still running, but when we make it our number one intention to just be kind and don't judge, just be compassionate. And if somebody doesn't respond to us the way we don't like, we don't take it personally. Otherwise, that's a judgment. It's a reaction. We immediately get sucked back down into 3D. So the number one thing to do is, ask every time we feel any emotion that's not love, excitement, gratitude, compassion, joy. If we feel something, and you can feel it, you just train yourself to feel the vibration and the frequency of every thought and every word. And then the emotion that we put behind that, because those are the magnets. In the hologram that we think is out there, it's actually reversed 180 degrees. If you understand this, it'll change everything. And I'm not saying that anybody that's on here doesn't already get this or understand it. I'm just clarifying, because there's a lot of people that watch these things and they sit in the back and they don't comment, and they're not even friends of mine. It's 11:11 right now. I love it. Okay, so that's a sign. So I'm going to turn on a little bit of ambiance here. For those of you that desire, let's launch into a little bit of just sending out love to everybody. Okay? 22 people. I love it. Here we go. Just amplify your heart and imagine the whole planet and beyond just getting blasted with heart energy and shifting. Imagine every one of those stars in the background is a beam coming out of your heart. Here we go. Really feel it. Feel it. Ramp it up. Man, it gets me high. What a rush. Wow. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pumped up. And I stayed up all night long doing the live, and it's still going on. We just passed 11:11 on the East Coast. And there's a lot of people tuned in right now. There's a lot of people tuned in around the planet. There's a lot of people right now that have their intentions set on creating the biggest shift in recorded history. And you guys are part of that. You guys are that. And how wonderful to be connected. I just feel so blessed. And I'm in the future. It's Tuesday morning here in Thailand at our retreat center, Maladara. And it's just so incredible, all the messages that have been coming in. And thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just learning to play the flute. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Giselle. Awesome. Yeah. So, you know, I'm here to roll. Anybody that wants to, go deeper, um, pop in a question, bring up a topic, something positive, something to focus on. And, I greatly appreciate everybody that stops by and, you know, brings their energy to these sessions because we're all in this together and we are all amplifying this together. And it's such a blast. And I mean, you got to be able to feel it. I don't know. I don't know what you guys did last night or if you tuned in, but I just had comment after comment after comment just flowing in. People I don't even know who they are, which I'm giving Facebook so much love. I'm not anti-Facebook at all. Yeah, the deceivers and the fact checkers, they're going down. They already know. You can't hold those frequencies and continue to, survive. They're our teachers. So we just send them and shower them with love. But Facebook, every single person I'm connected around the world with has basically been on Facebook. I don't do Twitter or those other things really. Okay, this is a good one. Thank you so much for this, Janie. This is vulnerability and this is brave and this is how we do it, because I've been there. I've been suicidal. I was right there, man, gun to the head, everything, in my late 20s. And I didn't understand how to get out of the pain that just kept coming up and recycling because nobody taught me about my belief system. Nobody taught me how to go in and heal. Nobody did, I had to write this as a guide for myself. I never, ever planned on writing a book, ever, never. I was living in my recording studio for a long time because I said, I'm out of the system as much as I could. Yeah, Eric, Twatter. I like to make up names that aren't too negative. Okay, so how can I be more in love with myself and not feel guilty about it? Okay. I'm picking up on two possible pieces on that. So how can I be more in love with myself? Well, you go look in the mirror. Everybody that journeys with me does daily mirror work. And this is one of the things where you can tell whether you truly love yourself or not, or there's low vibrational programs and wounds running by every time you go into the bathroom, brush your teeth, wash your hands, take a shower, go to the bathroom, whatever. Look in the mirror. Make it a point. Make it a point, because if we do not commit and set our intention every day to run these positive, loving, high vibrational programs, there's 50 to 80,000 thoughts for the average person that are just going to recycle. And it's been, I don't want to say proven, but it's been suggested that 80% of those are negative. And that's the programming of the 3D thing, fear base, the tell-eye vision, the news, the media. Unplug from all that crap. The internet's blown that off the roof. Now, if you want to be brainwashed by the tell-eye vision and say, well, it doesn't affect me. Well, there's 30 frames per second going by, no matter how awake you think you are. And, if you think you can do it and you want to do it, that's up to you. It's all your choice. But it's called programming for a reason. It's got a patent, and it's owned by 6 soulless corporations whose only agenda is to keep you down so they can control you. I love Facebook. I don't call it anything other than thank you. I love you, Facebook. I love you, Facebook, because I'm not going to hold any negative energy in my vessel, because then who's holding it? Me. And guess what? Every frequency that you're holding will be mirrored back to you from the hologram. So I figured out a couple years ago that I even had to completely forgive murderers, rapists, pedophiles, People like George Soros, the Bushes, Obama, Hillary. Yeah, got to forgive them, because if not, we're holding that frequency. And so look at them as the ones that are showing up to wake people up. You don't have to agree with what they're doing. I mean, I'd be the first one to take out a pedophile if I saw him harming a child or whatever. It's a no-go. You need to be removed from the planet. And so we don't focus on that stuff. So how can I be more in love with myself and not feel guilty about it? Ask yourself, and it's really good to do some journaling. When I met one of my main mentors, Don Miguel Ruiz, in San Diego in 2001, I became an apprentice of his. And I study with him every month for 10 years. And one of the things that he got me to really look at was my belief system. And I talk about this a lot because this is the program that's keeping the majority of people enslaved. And I'll explain it here again because it's really key. And if even one person gets this, then right on. And I'm just strengthening it within myself too by talking to myself and reminding myself. So check this out. So many people believe things, right? We all have beliefs from our experiences, but the trap is to need to defend your beliefs. Now I'll defend two beliefs. Number one, love is the answer in every situation. Number two, just speaking for myself, I am, capital I, capital A, capital M, which is where we create in the now with that vibrational energy that's 100% aligned with, yes, it is so, it is done, it is here now. This is how we manifest, not I'm working on it, I'm trying, no. You can say that to explain things to people, but if you want to pull it into your vibrating hologram, i.e. your life, you see it here now. Otherwise, the subconscious, it only knows how to do one thing. Oh, well, he or she says they're working on it, they're trying, they're doing. That means it's not here now. So, and I'm going to cover your question in full here, Janie. I want to cover the belief system, because the reason why everybody gets so triggered, and right now it's the biggest trigger fest on the planet in our history, probably. Maybe not, but I know nothing about history, really. I wasn't, unless I was there. So everybody takes on these beliefs. And if anything comes in to challenge that belief, which is contradictory information, it automatically triggers them. Because the reptilian part of the brain, some of us call it the ego, it feels threatened. So it reacts. It has an emotional reaction, a trigger. Even if it's the slightest judgment, it's still an emotional reaction that's not in love, gratitude, excitement, compassion, generosity, and kindness. So that's 3D. Just got sucked back down into 3D. So, got to be able to see the belief system. You got to see that it's a trap. And every single belief, reason I put it in front of my face, it's blocking infinite possibilities to come in. So look at behind me, the universe. Okay? So think of that. You are the big star up there. You're a rock star. Okay? So think of every single one of those beams of light as a thought or an imagination that you're either holding already or you desire to pull in. Now, if we have a belief and it's set, then we're blocking all other infinite possibilities of timelines, information, knowledge. And really, if you want to become free, you really need to admit, we know nothing. We know nothing. We are in nursery school. We're just trying to get through the day and be positive. We've got judgments, fears, doubts, triggers, wounds, lack, and it's all been programmed. It's not our fault. But this is the key to step out of repeating 3D timelines with money, health, relationships. This is the key. This is why I come on and do this, because to me, this is conscious awareness is the only game in town. And unless you can see the game in the programs will run you. We cannot remove a program that we cannot see, because the ego will just defend it. It'll say, I do what I do because, I have an emotion. And so my emotion tells me that I'm right. That's the number 2 trap of all time. Having an emotional reaction does not mean you're right. It means you're triggered. It means you had an emotional reaction to information, something you saw, or a wound that you're still holding on to, or maybe a happy memory. That's a high vibrational 5D reaction. But the belief system is what's keeping the majority of people stuck in 3D. And if you don't see it, you'll defend it. And you'll just say, that's the way it is. And you'll blame it on things in the external, because the hologram's tricky. It's backwards. Everybody thinks, well, not everybody, but many people believe that the hologram is out there and it's doing things to them. It's 180 degrees the opposite. Hologram is just a mirror. It's just a bunch of vibrating frequency. And our thoughts and the energies that we're holding create images and things outside of us. And so we're seeing what we're holding within, and we're also seeing what the collective is still holding. So if you see something like, somebody really bad or a pedophile or whatever, that doesn't mean you are one. But in our previous lifetimes, it's possible that we've been murderers, rapists, thieves, everything. So here's the key again about forgiveness. We can't hold on to judgment for anybody. Yeah, there's a lot of indictments coming up. I'll be the first one to expose the cabal. If anybody's trying to intentionally harm people of this planet, or children, or animals, then it's a no. It's a big no. It's not okay. But we must forgive them. They still need to be dealt with. But here's the key to get. If you're holding judgment, every time I think of them, they really make me sick. When people say that, they're not aware that every one of these trillions of cells inside our body is consciously aware. And they're listening to every single thought, every single word, and the emotion that we put behind them, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. And I became the observer. And I practiced it and practiced it and practiced it and practiced it for almost 20 years now. 2021 will be 20 years since I met Miguel and started studying with him and many other teachers. So we've got to be able to catch the triggers, the judgments, the wounds, the guilt, and ask, what is this trying to teach me? If you want to dismantle it, get the book. It teaches you how to do it. It's not a thick book, but there's no filler in it. It goes right to it. There's no fluff. Inner healing, dismantling the belief system, and being able to create one's reality from an unlimited standpoint. And I mean unlimited. Many people will agree we are unlimited sovereign divine beings, but so many people don't really believe it. So when you go to create your day every morning, when you're still laying in bed, you're doing that, right? First thing, before you let the thoughts run, before you step one foot out of bed to go to the bathroom or brush your teeth or put on a pot of coffee or take care of the kids, do you consciously create your day every single morning? Because if you don't, you're just going to be pulling in like Santa Claus a ton of the past with you. Unless you're a master, and if you're a master, then that's great. And that question won't trigger you. That reflection won't trigger you. So, Janie, what are you feeling guilty about? So this is a key, and this goes for everybody here, okay? Here it's real easy. Ask right now, is there anybody that I need to forgive from my past? If you remember futures or things like that, I don't currently that I can recall. But is there anybody that I need to forgive? It'll come up. And if it doesn't, it might come up later. But the process is the same. We forgive them because every single thing that's happened to us was part of a soul contract. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe that, but I've been down the rabbit hole enough for myself to fully believe that. And so it's just something to look at that may really help you. And if you feel guilty about anything that you've done, just forgive yourself. Do daily mirror work. I love you. I love you. And the ego might go, yeah, but you've done all this stupid shit in your life. Yeah, I know. I love you. I love you. I'm learning. And it was part of my soul's journey to learn my lessons. And I forgive myself and I forgive everyone else. Because if we're still holding shame or guilt, we're going to magnetize that from other people in our relationships. You know, I journey with a lot of people who reach out to me, and many people in relationships, it's the same thing. How come I keep attracting the same person in relationships when I'm a really good person? And within 5 minutes, I can identify the wound because I can tell by their story what they tell me. Once you learn how to see the programs, there's not like 100 different programs. There's really only about 5. Fear, guilt, judgment, sabotage. You know, there's just not that many. And when we train ourselves and commit to being 100% accountable for our thoughts, and that means you got to dismantle the ego. You have to dismantle the judge. And so I intend that you find that valuable. Mirror work and forgiving everyone. If you need to, do a little ceremony, light some candles. You may want to write a letter or a note out to people that may have harmed you and burn it and say, I forgive you and I release you. It doesn't mean that what they did to you was right. You're not condoning it, but you're clearing the field. You're clearing your energy so you can heal. You don't want these toxic energies in your body because they create dis-ease, you know? So it's 11:33 right now. How wonderful. Thank you for that question. That's bold and brave, and I love it. So if anybody else has any questions or comments, oh, I love that. I just energetically shifted from this information so much. Oh, that totally just blasts my heart open, makes me want to cry. Yeah, it's big. Thank you for sharing your question and your vulnerability. You're a rock star. Love it. Sending you so much love. And everybody that sees this, that shares this, yeah, it's key. It's easy. It's pretty easy to heal. It's just that the ego doesn't want to, or the little child that got wounded puts this big protection thing around it because it doesn't feel safe. But the way to move through it is to know, well, that's not happening right now. And even though I've got some emotion around it, I'm either really freaking angry, I'm really pissed, or I'm really scared. Those are usually the 3 emotions around a trigger. I love this cacao. I salute all of you out there. Bunch of rock stars. Thank you for allowing us to do this. I'm talking on a 10-cent computer through thin air. It's not even plugged into the wall. And these people are picking up on it all over the world. I don't know how many countries were on last night, but people were typing in stuff in different languages. I posted it up because I'm like, I don't care if I can read it. I know that it's love and connectivity, and everybody was feeling it. So wonderful. So thank you for that, Laura. So, so this is the key. This is it. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Every morning when you wake up out of what my teacher called the sleeping dream, your head's still on your pillow, you consciously create your day. And if you're running, it's like yesterday morning, I woke up a little bit rattled. And I don't remember that I dream a lot. Somebody was attacking me in my dream. And I woke up and I was like really off balance, which is rare for me because I set my intention every night before I go into the dream state. And then I create my day every morning when I wake up like clockwork, and I never miss a day. And if you do this, you will start 22 people, 22 comments. If you do this every single day, you will start to see things just start to line up. And it'll seem like it's synchronicity, but it's you doing it. This is the way manifestation and creation works. But they didn't tell us this because they didn't want us to know. They wouldn't have been able to control us if they knew, if we knew. So it's super, super key. And that's the one thing they left out of the movie, The Secret. That was a good movie. I gave away about 10 of those DVDs for Christmas the year it came out. But they left out the most important part. We must see it as if it's already here now. It's not in the future. If it's in the future, it stays in the future because the subconscious goes, it's not here yet, guys. You can relax. Yeah. So I intend that you get this, create your day every single day. And then I have everybody that I journey with through my course, one-on-one, they set 15 alarms on their phone every day. How many of you will grab your phone and do that right now? Or when you get off of here? Because you go in and you set them. Everything's backwards on my screen. Yeah, it's difficult to see. But I have my alarms set 9:22, 10:33, 11:11, 12:12, 1:44, 2:22. And they go off 15 times a day. And I put them on vibrate. And I might not catch them all. But every time I remember one, it's me tapping me on the shoulder going, hey, psst, where's your frequency right now? And then I drop in and I smile and I love on every cell of my body again, just like I do every single morning. And my vibration goes up. Every cell in my body relaxes. And then I play with reversing aging. Yeah, you guys do that one yet? Seeing your age reversed? Not too many people talk about that, do they? People use the word OLD. In fact, it's built into the program. Happy birthday. Tell me how OLD you are. Never affirm the word OLD ever again. Never. You know why? Because all of those trillions of cells inside your body are what? They're consciously aware. And they're listening to what? Every single thought, every single word, and the emotion that we put behind it, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. So this is the key. This is the only game in town. Conscious awareness and inner healing. You do that, every single thing shifts in your life, reality, and relationships. Yeah, I'm passionate about it. It's totally life-changing. It is the way out. So here we have a question from Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. Right now, my mother is my trigger. Okay, yeah, this is a tough one. She starts going through dementia. You make sense, though. I have to work harder on. Okay. First of all, let's all send Nikki King and her mother a bunch of wonderful energy right now. Because it works, people. Even though you can't see it, even though the ego can't prove it, we're all connected. And I know it works because I can feel it and I've seen the results. And I journey with people every month. Hey, Nicole. And many people have parents or grandparents that aren't quite woke yet, for lack of a better word. There's a lot of different layers. Conscious awareness just keeps going and going and going. But that's what's so fun about it. Once you start to see the programs, you can start going down the rabbit hole and navigating it through it very, very quickly instead of getting sucked into it, bogged down, and magnetized into things we don't want. This is the whole deal. This is the roadmap right here. It's it. And so this is the invitation. So sending Nikki love while we're discussing this right now. Okay. One thing, your last sentence though, you make sense that I have to work harder on it. No. Working harder, hard is a spelling word that feels heavy. It's one of those spell words. I never, ever use the word W-O-R-K anymore. It's got thousands of years of heavy energy to it. So what I would invite you to say is, I get to play around being the conscious observer because my mother and I have a very special agreement. She brought me into this world. This time, you may have been her mother in another lifetime. I don't know. And that really doesn't matter, but it's something to play with. Because we tend, from what I've heard, although I know nothing, it's just information. And I've learned if I can't prove it, then I don't need to defend it or hold on to it, because then that blocks other information that might be true. So this is how we navigate through our belief system and pretty much obliterate it, really. If you can obliterate your belief system, you are going to start rocking timelines that you're going to start pulling in that are exactly what you see that you've pulled in. And we have so much power that many of us don't believe, because the programs are so strong and the advertisements are so strong that unless you've really gone through and identified the programs and understand that every thought, every word, and the emotion we put behind it are magnets. And we're magnifying more to us of everything we think about, say, and the wounds that we're holding. So this is really key. So I really, really love your question. And so I invite you to notice when you get triggered. That's tough, dealing with somebody that you really, really have to take care of, and you really have to help them so much. My heart goes out to you, sending you so much love and gratitude for showing up and posting your question. You're a rock star. Because this energy of your sharing has touched every single person's heart on this call. And we're sending you so much love right now. At least I am, and I'm inviting everybody to. And hit those hearts, ramp them up. Hit those hearts for Nikki and her mom. So, the number one thing we can do if we are still in a situation with family where we still have to take care of them or be around them in their physical presence is to just do your best to be the conscious observer. And it may wear you down. I mean, you're dealing with a really, I'm looking for a word, but the word I was going to use, I'm not going to use it, because I was going to use HEAVY, but nope. You're in a very powerful soul contract. And because when we get into situations that can be intense, or things that happened to us when we were children, that teaches us to have more compassion for other people. So don't think that because you may be in a full-time situation right now that you're not living out your soul's purpose or you're not affecting the collective. You are hugely, maybe quite possibly more than a lot of the rest of us. So no working harder, just observing, being compassionate, and asking for help. If you need help, if you need a break, then, maybe you can get somebody to come over and hang out with your mom with you, or while you get to take care of yourself, because we really need to take care of ourselves first. or we'll just get worn down. And really our vibration is everything. So thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, words matter. Yeah, so much love to you. Okay, here's Janie. So see now Janie's responding to your comment because, Nikki, because you were brave enough to step up and open this up. So thank you again. This is key. This is why I come on and post your comments every Monday and Wednesday, because this is how we step out of the 3D matrix. This is how we do it. So Janie says, I get to play with dementia patients. I just let them do whatever they want to do and they're happy. I only see problems when people need to control. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. They don't know what they're doing. They're doing their best. They're just like little kids. And there are wonderful teachers. There are wonderful teachers. We just don't get triggered. And if we do get triggered, then we catch it. And we take a breath. And we go, okay, there's a trigger. It's coming up to be cleared and healed. So thank you. Okay, what is this trying to show me or teach me? So if nothing else, you take a breath and you stop the trigger from running, because triggers start to pull you down and they can be harmful to the body. They're stressful. So you take a breath, you notice the frequency, you notice you got triggered and you go, oh, okay. And you come right back to, okay, I'm back. I'm back to my frequency. What am I creating? Let me be compassionate. Let me take a break, whatever I need to do, but I'm going to keep my frequency focused on love, joy, excitement, gratitude, kindness, or compassion, and forgiveness. Don't forget forgiveness. That's it. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Thank you, Laura. Loving on you. Nikki, loving on all of you. Okay, so anybody else have any questions about anything that's going on? Any challenges? Anything at all? Okay, well, if you guys find value in this and you'd like to donate, I usually don't ask for money, and I just put it up there because I have all these little wild dogs that I go out and I ride around our property. I'm out in the country. Our retreat center, Maladara, where I live and facilitate workshops here, is out in the country. It's below the Thai mountains in northern Thailand. And so there's lots of dogs around here and lots of wild ones. And so I ride around every day and I make friends with them. You got the most beautiful puppies that'll make you cry. And then you've got some of the most scraggly, beaten up, freaking big scrapes in their ear and skins. I mean, it's all of it. But they're all super cool characters. So I go out and I feed them every day and I make the rounds. So yesterday, 2 amazing people donated and I didn't even ask. And so I went and I got some really big bags of the jerky, chicken flavored chew sticks. And oh my God, you should see these dogs. I'm the first one that's ever touched them. They get their first belly rubs. And at first they're totally scared and they won't even come up to me. And then like 3 or 4 days later, they're climbing up on my motorcycle because I keep the food. The seat lifts up so they know the food's underneath there. They're on top of my bike, wagging their tail. They're jumping all over me. They're doing belly rubs. Their legs going like this every time I'm running. It's such a joy. And so, I really, really appreciate all of you. And again, there's a link to the book. It's half price right now through the 1st. And if you go through it and you do the process, it will change the way you see and create everything. You will be literally tracking every judgment, every trigger, and you will be dismantling things that many people will just continue to judge for the rest of their life because they have an emotional reaction. And so they feel justified, they feed off of it, and they just keep recreating the same dramas over and over and over. And they feel right, and they can't figure out why shit keeps showing up the same. It's a really good trick in the hologram, and you need to see it. You need to see it. And here's a link down below. If anybody wants to go on a one-on-one journey with me, I do it with only 4 or 5 people every month. And you get the book, you go through all the PowerPoint trainings, and they get you to see the program. And we do the inner healing. We clear all this stuff. Even if you don't know what it is, we go in together and we clear it. It's just frequencies. And then not only do we do 1 call a week, which is 90 minutes minimum, and it's recorded so you can watch it back and watch how you respond and how you're telling your story. And you get to see how the ego is really tricky with these programs. It is brilliantly tricky. And then we are in contact every single day. Voice messages on the phone. And I guarantee you, going on a journey for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days with me, and us mirroring back and forth every single day, you're not even going to be the same person in 30 or 60 days. It's amazing. So if anybody's interested in that, the link is down below. It's scrolling by. And I'm just really, really grateful for all of you that have shown up and that continue to show up. I'm just going to pop this up on the screen real quick. And so what I want to say is, before we go, I'm going to do a little bit of that flute so we can blast. Hey, Daryl. Nikki, you feel better? How wonderful. All right. Took my husband off. Yeah. Meds are, I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole because we're in a high vibration right now. But yeah, there's nothing natural in them. The body doesn't respond. They're blockers. And they're okay. They might help for pain and stuff temporarily, but God bless you. Good job, Laura. Let's all send Laura a bunch of wonderful energy. And right now, let's do another round of flute. And just imagine that your frequency is going out and blasting the entire collective. And I promise you, what happened last night with all these people all over the planet doing this, we went past the critical mass point. I think we already hit it way before this, but we definitely crushed it and went way beyond it last night. So there's a lot of reason to celebrate. I'm not in the US right now, but I've been following the military drops for over 4 years. The light has won. There's a lot of stuff being exposed right now, but what's going to happen in the next few days to weeks to couple months is going to be the greatest reveals in history. And a lot of people are going to be really, really shocked, and they're going to need our hand up. They're not going to need our judgment. They're going to need our compassion. And every time I go into this, I start to get tears because it's so emotional. They're going to need a hand up, and we're going to be the ones that go, here you go, we've been waiting for you. We know you didn't see it before, but we've been waiting for you. Yeah. Do you know how good that's going to make them feel, and how much that's going to amplify the already high vibration that we already have on the planet? Yeah. So, okay. So let's do another round of the flute, and then we'll sign off. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging in here with me so much. You are affecting the quantum field right now. You are the shift, and you came here for this. And I hope you know that. I hope you feel it in every cell of your body. And you're loving on your cells, and they can feel that you're loving on them. And you are playing with reversing aging. Make that one of your new go-to things every day, because the mind is way more powerful than we've been taught. So here we go. Blast the entire field with your love and your light and your energy. 101. I love it. I don't know about you guys, but it brings me great joy to be connected and know that we are rocking this dream right now. I feel very, very honored for all of you that come on here. 22 people right now. I love it. And anybody that shares these, for people that, you know, they're looking for the way out. You know, they don't know. They don't they don't know about external information beyond the media. The media is so heavy. It's like everywhere. It's in everybody's face. Restaurants and people making you wear a mask. I mean, you know, some people can't boycott. I boycott every single thing I can. I don't go in to a store. If I can do without, I do without. You know, once a month, I have to go into my bank to update my passport because of where I am. I go in for 3 minutes, I wear my mask, I give love to everybody, and I leave. You know, so, you know, not judging anybody. If you have to do it, you have to do, but do it as the observer and know that this is part of the bigger plan. It really is. And you know, you can either trust or you cannot trust, but trust. It's going down. We came here for this. What's going to be revealed in the next few days, weeks, is going to, it's why we came here. So just hold the frequency. Hold the frequency. And if anybody's interested in doing the one-on-one journey with me and really being supported in fully clearing any inner healing stuff that's left, any lack of beliefs, and really stepping into your soul's mission and purpose fully or more fully, or creating a new business or something, reach out. I love doing this stuff, and we rock it every day like this, every day. And imagine that, what that would do for you. I mean, it's powerful. Go check out the testimonials on my website. I don't write those things. People send them to me, and God bless them. People say, I thought I was awake. I had no idea how many programs I was still running. Because being awake just doesn't mean I can tell that the government's screwing me and money and law and the medical system's fake and history's fake. Yeah, that's just cracking the door. It's the inner awakening to dismantling the programs. Got to see them. So it's happening. And I'll be back every Wednesday and Monday. And I come on, you know, every couple days. So thank you again, everybody that shares these. And just sending you a lot of love. And it's almost midnight. It's almost midnight in on the East Coast in the U.S. So I'll stay on for another minute or two. Anybody else have a question or anything they want to share? Pop it in the comments, and yeah, we'll dive into it. Oh, and here's my mailing list. If you guys want to, you know, join our tribe, so to speak, and just stay connected. I send out an email about once a week. Sometimes I don't even get to it because it takes a lot of energy and effort to send it out. But I got a lot of people on the list that are really committed to raising their conscious awareness. So I do my best to send out one a week. I never send out a bunch of filler. It's usually one of my Facebook Lives that really talks about dismantling the programs and the wounds, raising our vibration, manifesting what we've already pulled into our hologram. Remember, it's not in the future. Remember. So everything I post is to remember and to amplify the field. And so if you want to join our mailing list and receive this stuff, just go to the portal2awakening.com website, and the thing will pop up after about 30 seconds. Or if you go to leave, it'll just pop up, and just put your email in there and I'll put you on the list. And again, thank you to everybody. Got a couple comments. Let's talk about fear. Okay, great. I love this. Thank you for posting this in. Okay, what do you want to know about fear specifically? It's one of the lowest vibrations. I would say it's right down there, but hatred is definitely the lowest vibration. How that looks are ways to jump past some of these programs. Okay, so thank you for sharing this. So fear is a program. It's mostly based around feeling safe. So I'm going to address this in two parts. When I talk about creating your day every single morning, first thing before the 50 to 80,000 programs start running, that's not just an idea. If you don't do it consistently every single morning, the old 3D programs are going to run, and that's what you're going to mostly see. And so that's the number one part. I explained it pretty well on here, but my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/portal to awakening, every video on there is free. There's a whole library of stuff on there where I go into all this stuff. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can, and you can go there anytime. youtube.com/portal to awakening, just like my website, all one word. So let's talk about fear. And if you want to pop in any particular fear that pops up while I'm speaking, that may help me dial in more for you or for anybody else that's watching and listening. So, fear makes us contract. It makes every cell in our body contract. And it's a harmful energy in the long term. It can create disease. And so, to jump past some of these programs, we have to identify them and dismantle them. If we don't dismantle them, the frequency that they're going to come back is going to be stronger than if we do dismantle them. So I talked about this dismantling process again. It's outlined in the book. And it tells you how to go through 30 or 60 or 90 days and then use these tools for the rest of your life. And there's a daily tracking sheet PDF that comes with the book, and you download it and you fill it out every night before you go to bed. And there's a little number slot where you fill out your number. How many times did I catch myself today? What came up for me? What were my aha moments? What were my fears? What were the things to look at? Am I creating my reality consciously every day? It's so powerful. If this would be taught to children in the first grade, and it will be, because I'm currently putting together Waking Up in the Dream for children. And I know there's other people out there that really understand that the school system was complete programming to steal our creativity and get us to teach us what to think. So, identifying the triggers and the fears when they come up. Okay. So you got to catch it when it comes up. You feel it. And then you stop immediately and take a breath. Or 2 or 3. Why do you take a breath? Because you become fully present to feel it. Because if you don't, the mind's just going to start running with that fear. Or you're going to pick up your phone, or you're going to do something else to distract yourself because you don't want to feel it. Well, if you distract yourself from not feeling it, guess what? It's still in your body. It's still in your frequency. Carry it here. Here's where we carry fear muscle. And so if you don't dismantle it, it's going to come back because it's still in your energetic field. But if you catch it and take a breath, and I always smile when I take a breath, even if it's a big trigger and I'm angry, I go, okay, settle down. Because when you smile, it lets every one of those trillions of cells in your body know that it's okay to relax and you're safe. And that's where most fears and wounds are put. The little child got wounded and it was younger and it had to put up a big protection and it didn't know how to be safe. So until we go in, the sound is really messed up. It should be okay. I hope it's okay. Anyway, I'm talking to a $1,000 microphone to the system, so I wouldn't know what to do. Anyway, thank you for telling me that. Okay? So we have to go in and dismantle it. Maybe it's having a connection. So we have to catch it and breathe into it and feel it. If you've got wounds or triggers or fears from the past, it's best to do a ceremony and truly sit down and feel them. And you really feel them, because feeling is healing. If you don't feel them, they're still able to stay in an energetic field. So I hope you understand that. I hope that helps. And so she says, I feel joy. I love you. Thank you for showing up. Okay, so I don't know what the fear is of driving. Maybe you're in an accident and maybe you saw somebody get hurt. I just got in an accident about 10 days ago and I smashed my foot up pretty good. It was really, it's still scabbed up, but it's doing so much better because I never did. But the next couple of times I had to go out on my motorcycle, I had that trigger. So yeah, there's an energy behind it. So if you have the fear, what most people do is they block it because they don't want to feel it, so they don't allow it to move. The key in clearing it, strange noise in the background. There's nothing I can do about it. Sorry, you guys. Sometimes it happens. I don't know what it is. Anyway, thank you for telling me that. So you've got to feel that fear, feel it and breathe into it. Even if you have to pull over the side of the road, feel your body, know that you're safe, and go, okay, I'm going to process this right now. I know I'm safe. So I'm going to breathe in. And every time you breathe in and get really present with your body and allow that energy to move, you're dismantling it. You're dismantling it. You're dismantling it. You might have a fear from something that happened to you, and it might pop up until the end of our lives. But it'll never be as strong as long as we go in and address it and give it love and breathe into it and don't let the story run. Because the mind will amplify it. It amplifies the emotion. But when we go in and we breathe into it and we feel our body and we give ourselves love, it starts to calm things down and allows it to move. Relationships, every relationship was a soul contract to teach you something. If you're afraid to go back into a relationship, the only way our heart can be broken is if we have expectations that we need somebody to stay and give us something. When we do our own inner healing and we love on ourselves, we know that if the right person shows up, they show up. And if they teach us what they teach us, great. And if they leave, then they leave. We don't get hurt by somebody leaving us. There's no more of these country songs that, oh, you broke my heart. No, you broke your own heart because you were attached to that person loving you. They can feel that. And anytime you push something onto somebody else where they have to do something from you, it feels sticky, so they're going to pull back. This is really key to get. So your invitation is to fully love on you, and you do the mirror work, and you clear this stuff. Because if you don't, you're going to keep attracting the same people, and you're going to have to go through the same things over and over and over again. It's really, really key. It works, I guarantee it 1,000%. And you can be totally happy if you're not in a relationship, because you don't have to tell somebody, hey, babe, I'm going out to do nothing. You're just free and you're happy. And your love, your own self-love is already making you happy. And everybody that you see, you smile at them. Yeah, we all love physical touch and that's nice, but don't give yourself away, do the own inner work. Like I said, if you want to go on a journey, reach out. And this may be something that could be the greatest life-changing thing in your life. And not because I'm so great. I am very good at what I do. But I'm not trying to sell you on it. It's just, I spent 25 years moving through it. If you want to move through it in a very short amount of time, this is what I do with people every month. So I hope you find this valuable. And I really appreciate your courage and I applaud that. And I know everybody else does. So anyway, I hope my sound isn't totally messed up, but I intend that everybody's, finding some great stuff out of this. And it's 12:11 right now. So I'm going to blast. Sound is good now. Okay, great. I don't know what it is. I have high-speed internet here at the retreat center. But yeah, so thank you everybody for showing up and thank you for staying on this long. I mean, what an honor it is. And The sound is perfect now that I'm done talking. Yeah, right on. Gotta love it. Maybe you're supposed to go in and listen to yourself and not me. I don't know, just a thought. So I'm going to pick my flute up off the ground. I'm going to play a little bit more flute, and you guys just keep ramping up the field. It's 12:11 right now in the United States, 9:11, and I'm sending you so much love. And I'll be back on my Wednesday. So until then, stay excited, stay excited, stay excited. If you have to write down 2 words that'll change your entire life, stay excited. No matter what you see in the external, that's the trap. That's how they're holding everybody down. Just be the conscious observer. Be the conscious observer. Watch these videos. Go to the YouTube channel. Reach out. Do whatever you need to do. Come on the weekly lives. Bring your friends. You're welcome, Janie. Thank you, everybody. Love you guys. We're all in this together. So here we go on our outro. One more wave that goes out to the entire planet from our hearts. It's 12:12 right now. Ramp it up. See everybody smiling. See everybody cheering in the streets. The cabal's taken. We win. Energy's free. Everybody has all they desire. Nobody has to work 7 days a week anymore. Much love, everybody. You guys rock. Thank you so much.